Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our annual State of the City address, the Beaumont Awards. This program is about to begin, and we kindly ask that you take. The City of Beaumont is excited to share with you the accomplishments and milestones reached by our hard-working city teams over the last year. We also want to thank our premier sponsor, Entergy, as well as our supporting sponsors, Cruise Events, Pop Central Popcorn, Golden Triangle Lighting, and LJA Engineering for helping to make this event possible. Please silence your devices and sit back and enjoy our version of an Academy Awards presentation, Beaumont style.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. We're so glad you're all here. I'm Tracy Koenig, the Director of Communications for the City of Beaumont, and I have to say, this is the best this group has ever looked. I'm so impressed. You know, something about me is I've always wanted to go to the Academy Awards, so you put me in this position. I mean, I feel like I've stepped into Hollywood, so good job, team. I saw a lot of them also out on the red carpet. It was kind of interesting to see some of them walking the red carpet, full confidence, out there like they were owning it, kind of a slow walk, turn over the shoulder, pose for the camera, like this is my good side. I saw you. I was thinking to myself, okay, somebody thinks they're winning something today, for sure. And many of you introduced yourself or reintroduced yourself. I saw people introducing yourself and then saying, wait, I've been emailing you for 3 years. So you look great, and thanks for being here. I've added some best dressed to my list, most likely to take 47 photos before sitting down. I think that goes to the mayor. And best performance by somebody who definitely does not dress like this 24/7 or at work anyway. But that's exactly what we want today, because today is our State of the City, the Beaumont Awards, as we like to call it. And before we get started, I'm going to invite to the stage Reverend Dr. James Peavyhouse of St. Mark's Episcopal Church as he comes forward to deliver our invocation, and then if you will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. Almighty God, it is to you that we must all give account for the gifts and privileges given to us. Behold and continue to visit our beloved city of Beaumont. Renew in us all the ties of mutual regard which forms our civic life, making us able to see each other as friend and not foe. We thank you for those who have been called to lead and steward our city. Give them a spirit of wisdom, charity, and justice, that they may serve well those they are called to lead. Enable us all to strive together to eliminate poverty, prejudice, and oppression, that peace may prevail with righteousness and justice with order, so that all people might live lives that flourish. As we share life together in Beaumont, help us to seek truth, and when we confront each other, may we do so without hatred or bitterness. All this we ask in your holy name and to your greater glory. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend. Now, if you will all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now, before we continue, I do want to take a moment to acknowledge something that's very important. We know that in recent days, our community has felt the weight of violence affecting our youth, and there are real concerns. They deserve to be addressed, and they will be. At the end of this program, we'll hear directly from our city officials as they answer some of your questions that you've submitted to us about what needs to be done to stop the violence, among other topics. And some have questioned, why have an event like this with such pressing issues on our community? My answer to you would simply be this: because there is a lot to be proud of in the city of Beaumont. There are hardworking employees who show up every single day ready to go to work for you and to get important issues resolved for our taxpayers. This past year, they've accomplished a lot, often behind the scenes with little recognition or acknowledgement. And that work, I believe, deserves to be recognized. Because while challenges do exist in our community, so do solutions. And in 2025, we made a lot of progress. So today, we're going to showcase some of that progress. We hope you'll join with us in sharing a few lighthearted moments, acknowledging the work that has been done, and uniting together to show we are proud to be a part of this strong and resilient city. So now, to officially begin our Beaumont Awards, please help me welcome to the stage Mayor Roy West and City Attorney Sheree Reed.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the State of the City. I'm your Mayor, Roy West.
And I'm your City Attorney, Sheree Reed. I, along with several other city officials and staff members, will be joining the mayor on stage later today for a State of the City that's a little bit different this year. This afternoon, instead of PowerPoints and pie charts, we are rolling out the red carpet.
And that's because this is Beaumont's version of the Oscars, where the wins really matter because the numbers affect our everyday lives. So it's going to be an exciting day. Behind every street repair, every call answered, every service delivered, there's a story worth telling and a team worth recognizing. So welcome to the Beaumont Awards. And like every great award season, this year, the City Council saw some applause, some speeches, some big wins, and a little drama.
Let's be honest, Mayor. We had 2 plot twists, a sequel, and a very, very thorough reading of the city charter.
Well, you're not wrong, but the important part of this is the work of the council and of our great city employees never stopped. And this afternoon is all about recognizing the work that has been done.
That's right, Mayor, and we asked audience members, as Tracy mentioned earlier, to submit questions, and at the end of the program, you'll hear directly from our city council, the mayor, as well as the city manager and assistant city managers on those issues. But first, every great award show begins with a blockbuster.
Well, we all know how important public safety is. But it's not just about the headlines or social media. It's about the outcomes. People want to know one thing: are things really getting better? And I know despite the recent weeks, when you actually look at the numbers, when you look at the data, the answer is yes. And you'll see what I mean in just a moment. But first, the Guardian of the City Award goes to
the Beaumont Police Department and the Real-Time Crime Center. Accepting will be Beaumont Police Chief Tim Oknichek and Lieutenant Cody Courts.
Okay, we'll just Lieutenant Code 3.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys. And you had bad traits, so go to school and learn the golden rule. So why are you acting like a bloody fool? If you get hot, then you must get cool. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Well, thanks very much. I'll start by saying that before we talk about the progress we made, I want to acknowledge the recent acts of violence that are deeply concerning. The police department is taking steps to combat the violence, and a press conference is scheduled for tomorrow that will introduce one of the programs that we've been working on over the past several months. Our commitment remains the same, though. We strive to protect this community, to be visible, to continue working every day to reduce violence and keep our neighborhoods safe. Today, however, is a focus on past accomplishments. Despite recent headlines over the past 2 years, Beaumont has actually seen significant reductions in the number of violent crimes and property crimes. From 2024 and 2025, we reported to the National Crime Reporting System a 15% reduction in the rate of violent crime, and that was on top of a 19% drop the previous year. Burglaries decreased this year by 16%, and we've seen a reduction in the number of auto thefts by double-digit decreases for the second year in a row. Overall, 2025 numbers for the reporting system, the national reporting system, shows crime down in every single category. In addition, Beaumont police investigator rates for clearing crime, thank you. Thank all the hard work that these guys do and these women do every day. The Beaumont investigator rates for clearing crime has improved as well, and we're solving more crimes than the national average in all violent crime and property crime categories. And I'll let Lieutenant Courts discuss some of the specific benefits we've used from technology.
Before I tell you guys about clearance rates, I wanted to give you a sneak preview of our latest real-time camera that we have at the Crime Center. This is an instant portable real-time camera, and we can bring it anywhere, and you can see the pictures like in real time, and I'll show you. So like I said, well, close to real time. It's very close.
A few minutes, it'll be ready.
But yeah, give it 5 minutes. So one example of the clearance rates is in 2024 and 2025. We had a clearance rate for auto theft that was double the national average, actually more than double. That improvement reflects a lot of hard work from those detectives, and it coincides with the launch of the Real-Time Crime Center, which uses live video and data to speed up investigations. But technology alone doesn't solve crimes. These results are made possible by the dedication of our patrol officers, our detectives, and the professional staff, and the many partners in our community who help us every single day. We're honored to accept this award on their behalf because progress in public safety doesn't happen all at once. It happens call by call, case by case, and partnership by partnership. So thank you for the recognition, and we look forward to moving our community in this direction. Thank you very much.
That's your Beaumont Police and the Real-Time Crime Center making a real difference. Now, that's not a plot twist. Those are real results. A big thank you to our police department that serve every day protecting us, keeping us safe. And again, I want to remind you that at the end of the show, we will be discussing some of the recent gun violence, so be sure and stay around if you're able. But as mentioned, a big reason for the success of the officers is the new technology, such as Lieutenant Courts just showed us with the Polaroid camera. You may not see it, but you feel it when it works. Technology helps us solve crimes, and it also helps you get the answers to everyday questions and help solve the problems like traffic lights and potholes, and get those resolved faster through our new technology, our chat bot, and other things. So the Beaumont Award for the best supporting role goes to the city's IT department. Please welcome to the stage Director Angie Wright.
Thank you, Mayor. We love the 311 calls that say, "We don't know where it is, but y'all need to fix it." In 2025, technology helped the city work faster, smarter, and more securely. While it played a role in solving crimes, it also helped with the everyday things residents care about most, like fixing potholes, repairing water leaks, and clearing sewer issues faster. In fact, 311 calls dropped nearly 15% this year, not because people stopped calling, but because issues were resolved through digital tools more efficiently, reducing the need for repeat calls. The 311 call center handled more than 70,000 calls, answering 97% within 30 seconds. And now, every request comes in with a tracking number so residents can see exactly what's happening. We also saw more people choosing digital reporting tools instead of making repeat phone calls. Behind the scenes, the city upgraded phone systems, strengthened cybersecurity, and launched Ask Bo, a new 24/7 AI chatbot on the website to connect residents to services anytime, day or night. This year, technology helped strengthen public safety, protect data, speed up response times, and make city services easier to access. And that's a supporting role we can get behind.
Congratulations to the IT department. When every second counts, preparation isn't optional. It's life-saving. So the Beaumont Lifesaver Award goes to Beaumont Fire Rescue. Please welcome up Chief Earl White.
I'm
afternoon. Thank you, Mayor. You know, we put out a lot of fires this year. Structure fires, brush fires. This year we nearly had one during contract negotiations, but thankfully we got through it. But in all seriousness, when it came to the real emergencies, our team delivered. In 2025, Beaumont Fire EMS responded to in excess of 21,000 times. About 62% of those calls required an ambulance trip to the hospital. But in 23% of the cases, thanks to the expanded training, the new telehealth option, patients were safely treated right there in their own home. That's a significant improvement and doesn't have a required trip to the hospital, while still getting the care right there in their home. That's pretty significant. The department also filled nearly all its vacant positions with new recruits entering the fire academy and EMS training, strengthening the future of the Beaumont Fire Rescue. To better serve the residents, Fire and EMS added 5 new med units, a new fire engine, and a medical supply van, while passing every state and federal inspection. This in preparation, this is performance, and this is life-saving work in action every day. So I accept this on behalf of our hardworking firefighters, EMTs, and paramedics. Every call is a team effort, and this award belongs to the men and women who show up prepared every single day. I say thank you to each and every one of them. Thank you all so much.
Congratulations to our chief, our firefighters, and our EMTs and paramedics, and we certainly appreciate all the work that they do. Some of the biggest threats to our city don't come with sirens or flashing lights. They're invisible. They spread quietly, and if they're not stopped early, they can disrupt schools, workplace, and the entire community. But in Beaumont, dedicated teams work every day to make sure that threats never become headlines, safeguarding our food, protecting our children, preventing outbreaks, and stepping in long before problems reach our neighborhoods. Their success isn't measured by the emergencies, but by the ones that never happen. So the First Line of Defense Award goes to, this is supposed to be dramatic, I'm opening the envelopes. The Public Health Department, accepting is Director Kenneth Coleman.
Maybe you can hire the A-team.
Pity the fool who doesn't get vaccinated.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Way to go, public health. And when I say we had a big year for shots, I mean vaccines, just to be clear. People usually think about public health when something goes wrong. But the real power of public health is everything you don't see. The quiet, steady work happening every day to keep Beaumont families healthy. In 2025, our immunization division delivered over 3,700 vaccines, stopping outbreaks before they even had a chance to start. Through our WIC program, we provided nearly 47,000 benefits, supporting parents from pregnancy all the way through their child's 5th birthday, making sure that our children starts life with strength and stability. That's real support, that's real
impact. And if you've enjoyed a good meal anywhere in Beaumont this year, our Environmental Health Division was on the job. They completed more than 2,000 inspections, keeping your food safe and our restaurants thriving. This is the everyday work of public health. Consistent, reliable, and essential. It's the work that protects our neighborhoods, our children, and our future. When Beaumont is healthy, Beaumont is strong, and we're just getting started. Again, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman, and all the teams at Public Health. Now, every award show needs a crowd pleaser. And this year, the People's Choice Award goes to, drum roll please, the Public Works Department, accepting as directors Molly Villarreal and Mike Harris.
We should make Mike dance to that. He was dancing so well backstage.
Y'all missed it.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, thank you, sir. Well, I have to say that I have been called a lot of things in Public Works, but Molly the Builder might be my new favorite. I'm proud to accept this award on behalf of our entire Public Works and Water Utilities teams. These are the men and women who get out there every single day, day and night, weekends, holidays, and they work hard on the things that matter the most to you. This year alone, city crews have completed more than 2,300 work orders. They've repaired 7,200 potholes and cleaned nearly 180,000 feet of drainage and storm sewer lines. And not only that, we've replaced millions of dollars worth of aging water and sewer infrastructure. And Mike and his crews have handled a lot of that work.
That's right, Molly. We handle a lot of the work that nobody sees. And trust me, Molly, there's a lot of it you don't want to see. This year at the Water Utilities Department, that we've completed over 1,000 water main break repairs. We've replaced or repaired over 61 fire hydrants. We've cleaned 381,000 feet of sewer main. We've pipe burst and replaced over 5,600 feet of sewer main, as well as we completed over 320 sewer repairs. What this means for the city, it means we have fewer water breaks, we have fewer potholes or flooded streets, we have better sewer service, as well as, what else we have? Faster emergency services.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, infrastructure is not flashy, but when it works, everybody notices. And I also want to take this moment to thank our Beaumont voters. Thanks to you, we have 58 million reasons why you will soon be seeing improvements in your streets, your sidewalks, and drainage over the next several years. Thank you for putting your trust in us. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mike and Molly, and for all the employees that keep that important infrastructure working every day. And believe me, as mayor and certainly council, when those aren't working well, we hear about it. So This is the perfect segue to the next award. We want to recognize an achievement that didn't happen at City Hall. It happened at the ballot box. This award goes to those who believed in long-term solutions, modern infrastructure, and investing in the future of Beaumont. When given the choice, they said yes to progress, yes to responsibility, and yes to our city. So the Beaumont Award for Securing the Future goes to the citizens of Beaumont for giving us a license to build by passing Proposition A. And accepting the award will be our city manager, Kenneth Williams.
Bond, Beaumont Bond.
Thank you. That was Mr. Bond, James Bond. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the Academy, City Council, and the directors for this award for the citizens. But seriously, you know, this just wasn't just a vote, it was a mission accomplished. This year, the city of Beaumont held its first bond election in 43 years, as Molly mentioned. There was a lot in there with $264 million in projects to improve infrastructure, enhance public safety, expand our parks, support economic development. But as you know, in the end, there was a gap in our strategies. That's a joke. About how we should move forward. And while voters didn't approve everything, the passage of Proposition A means an additional $58 million that the city didn't have before, that we will be able to invest in our streets, drainage, sidewalks, and other infrastructure. This, along with citizen oversight, transparent spending, and long-term planning, is not only building our infrastructure, it's building trust in our city officials. So we appreciate it, and thank you for sure. So thank you, and I thank the Academy. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenneth. In city government, we know that stable taxes, strong reserves, and transparent budgeting is how trust is built. So the bottom line award goes to the City of Beaumont leadership, led by the city managers, carried out by the dedicated department heads, a lot of hard work by our finance office, and of course, approved by our city council. Accepting is our assistant city managers, Chris Boone and June Ellison.
What can we cut in order to reach the $5 million mark? We just want to make sure these projections hold up to the actual real numbers. I appreciate the work that went into it.
We're going to stay inside the $15 because that's where the hiccup is in the giddy up.
Because there are several of those projects that I am concerned. You gave out a lot of good information and makes this budget stuff easier.
It is something you can track monthly, and the information I've found they do an excellent job and gives me a high degree of confidence when we're in the budgeting process.
Congratulations.
So if you ever need us to clear out a room,
just ask us to start talking about fund balance.
it works every time. But the truth is, every great city runs on a solid budget, and the most important work usually happens behind the scenes.
This year, Beaumont reduced total expenditures by $6.3 million, while increasing general fund revenues by $5.6 million, spending less while bringing in more. We held the property tax rate steady this year, continuing a 5-year trend of lower rates. Senior water rates were frozen, and our fund balance grew to $41.7 million, exceeding policy and strengthening our financial stability. The budget also included pay increases for public safety and civilian employees, while maintaining discipline and long-term responsibility.
We also launched a new online budget book for transparency, and last year the city received a clean audit, which is one of the highest standards in public finance. This work doesn't belong to just one person or one group. It reflects the efforts of the city leadership, department directors, and the 7 people that you elected to be good stewards of your taxpayer dollars.
Because at the end of the day, a strong bottom line means a stronger Beaumont. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. And that brings us to our next award. Every great production has a cast made up of many different personalities, different backgrounds, and different ideas on how the story should unfold. Like any ensemble cast, that we don't always agree on everything, every line, every scene, or even every direction. But we all do share one thing in common, and it is to serve the people of Beaumont. So it's my pleasure to announce the Beaumont Award for Best Ensemble Cast. It goes to your Beaumont City Council, and accepting will be Councilman Joey Hilliard and Councilman Chris Durio. If y'all would come on up, please.
It's the story of a growing city that is dealing with problems of its own. When trains arose, they needed fixing. They can't do it all alone. Till one day when they could not be so alone, and they knew they were so close to a punch, that this group must somehow work together. That's the way they became the Beaumont Bunch, the Beaumont Bunch, the Beaumont Bunch. That's the way they became the Beaumont
So I guess that's how the internet sees us now, as the Beaumont Bunch.
I've seen worse.
Fair, but if that video didn't convince you you were a unique group, just wait till the next council meeting.
But all jokes aside, we got a lot done this year. As a council, we focused on results that impact everyday lives. More than 20 million went into streets, drainage, and underground infrastructure. We approved 22 street rehabilitation projects across every ward and made major infrastructure repairs to ditches, replaced aging water, sewer lines, and stabilized our roads.
Public safety stayed front and center. We replaced aging fire trucks, added new ambulances and medical units, expanded emergency communications, and invested in technology connected to the real-time crime center, helping our officers respond faster and more effectively.
We also prioritized neighborhood quality, addressing more than 50 unsafe structures, strengthening nuisance enforcement, improving litter control, and adopting new short-term rental regulations to protect our neighborhoods.
Council reduced the proposed $41 million gas rate increase down to $15 million and secured millions in state and federal grants for infrastructure, public safety, and quality of life projects.
We've added civil service protections for more than 40 EMS positions, strengthened support for our heroes who protect our community.
The work happens on the dais, but the results show up in your streets, in your neighborhoods, and in services you rely on every day. So while we may not always agree on everything,
We always show up. We always show up for each other and our city.
thank you.
Thank you, Chris and Joey, and certainly all our council people. And I tell you, it is a great privilege to serve with our city council because of the work that is done. And although we may not agree on everything, we all have the same objective. It's how to make Beaumont better. And I appreciate each and every one of them. So everyone wants a city that they can be proud of. And when it comes to where you live, work, and play, and for that, we have the Beaumont Award for the best visual effects. And that goes to our Parks and Recreation Facilities Department, accepting is Kenneth Raguette, Jimmy Neal, and Stacy Lewis.
Congratulations.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
Like with any ballot, this year's bond election had its projects that were hits and those that were, we'll talk about that later. So while we didn't land every upgrade we had hoped for, our focus stayed the same, creating opportunities for residents of all ages to stay active and connected. We've continued running our adult softball league that's been going on, since I've been alive, so a long time. Our Labor Day tennis tournament that SETA runs, the longest running tennis tournament in the state of Texas. Pretty impressive. At Henry Almer Golf Course, a drainage study was completed, and last week we got 6 new golf carts added to the fleet. There's parking improvements at the athletic complex. We're gaining some ground.
The Sterling Pruitt Activity Center continues to be one of the city's busiest hubs. Nearly 200 children, young athletes played football, 94 competed in track and field, and our youth basketball league served more than 200 boys and girls ages 5 through 13. Over the summer, our aquatics program welcomed more than 8,500 swimmers. Our camp served 150 children, symposiums reached nearly 300, and our annual back-to-school bash supported more than 800 families. From sports and leisure to mentorship and family events, the Sterling Pruitt Activity Center is where community comes to play.
Beyond recreation, we continued investing in our parks and green spaces. We completed the Parks for All Beaumont Playbook, earning a Texas APA Award for advancing diversity and social change. Beaumont also received Scenic Texas Gold certification for our beautification in our parks and green spaces. Crews planted more than 250 trees, led community cleanups, and partnered with BISD on litter campaigns and awareness. And here at the Jefferson Theatre, our facilities department successfully restored the historic 1927 Robert Martin Wonder Organ, thanks to more than $375,000 in private and foundational support. The restoration work was expertly completed by Robert Helms Jr., bringing this rare pipe organ back to its original grandeur.
All in all, thank you to everyone who supports parks, recreation, and all our facilities.
These are the areas that bring our families closer together and give us a sense of community pride. Thanks so much.
Thank you to Jimmy and Kenneth and Stacy and all the hard workers in their department that bring that off. Now I want to move from green spaces to spaces opening for business all around town. The Blueprint Award goes to Planning and Community Development. Accepting is Miss Demi Ingman and Mr. Miles Haynes.
Hi, my name is Ariana Kaczarski. I'm a certified sommelier with the Court of Master Sommeliers, and I'm the proprietor of Bon Vivant, a new wine experience here in Beaumont. We're a tasting room, wine shop, and gourmet market, and I'm so excited to open my business here in Beaumont and bring international first-class wine experience to all of my community and neighbors here.
My name is Kimberly Moyle, and I own Moyle Manor with my husband Matthew Moyle. We hope people will come down and at least try it out, even if you've never been to high tea. And it's a different kind of experience. It's not like running out and grabbing a sandwich. It's more of a interactive, slow down, visit with your family and your friends, and have good food at the same time.
I'm Danielle Lindsay. My name is Melissa Lindsay, and this is Maison Muse, and it is a curated shop, a design studio, and a social club. And we're just here to bring unique and sustainable home decor and help you find your own style for your home, but also for yourself, and to bring people together to create some community. And we're very excited about what's coming to Beaumont, especially here in the historical district of Beaumont. I think a lot of work has been put into revitalizing the area in the last few years, but businesses have been slower to open maybe than the original idea was, but now it seems like we've got an amazing original coffee shop next door. We're having a bookshop open across the street. We've got bakeries and small businesses opening all over down Calder and downtown again. So we're very excited about having a downtown walkable experience here in Beaumont where people can gather and shop and just generally have something that I don't think it's had to offer before, or at least hasn't had to offer in a long time.
Hi, my name is Quinn. I am the owner of Uptown Event and Studio, and here we have a venue where you can have your baby showers, you can have your weddings, small events. We have a max capacity of 65, so a lot of your smaller events definitely can take place here. Also, we have created space for content creators, so if you are a photographer, if you are a videographer, you can definitely come here and create some really nice content. What I love most about Beaumont is the history. I think so many times it's cliche when you hear people say, oh, you know, Houston does this or Dallas does that, so we should do that. But really, when you look at the history of Beaumont, it's truly rich in history, and I think that we can really breathe life into it and have our own style. A lot of people come from other cities just to eat food here and many other things, so I think if we really revitalize it, then we'll definitely be able to bring in more people to the city.
My name is Tara Marshall, and I'm the owner of Come Alive Coffee House. And my goal is to be able to build community here in downtown Beaumont. And the name Come Alive means it's a representation of what we want to see happen in the city and what we want to see happen in our community. The goal is for people to build connection and build network while they're here and feel safe and feel loved and feel seen. And so when they walk in, it's going to be warm and elegant and sophisticated and very much old Beaumont feel, and so that they can enjoy their coffee, but also to just take a deep breath and relax and get to know somebody.
Let's give it up again to those businesses. They really are true ambassadors for development. We love a good before and after story.
Especially when the before came with caution tape.
But growth doesn't happen by accident. It happens by design, through investments and partnerships. In 2025, Beaumont secured over $400,000 through an ICMA grant to advance economic mobility initiatives across our community. And that momentum is showing up in a big way. Sales tax collections reached $54.7 million in FY 2025.
Behind the scenes, our planning and community development team keeps that growth on track. In 2025, Beaumont issued nearly 7,000 building permits, representing more than $215 million in construction value across new homes, businesses, and redevelopment projects. We also opened 4,600 code enforcement cases and completed more than 26,000 inspections, ensuring code compliance.
Industrial partnerships also continue to strengthen Beaumont's economy. In FY 2025, or fiscal year 2025, industrial district agreements generated $19.6 million from major industrial facilities, supporting the city's revenue base and long-term stability.
And in our neighborhoods, progress is visible. We demolished 81 unsafe structures while 26 properties were repaired by their owners, with dozen more moving towards productive use. The downtown proactive code enforcement also increased the number of safe buildings from 64% to 76% in our downtown.
Neighborhood empowerment zones help move projects forward too, using fee waivers, tax abatements, and expedited permitting to turn plans on paper into progress you can see.
So while the paperwork may not be glamorous,
the results are
safer buildings, growing businesses, and a city moving from ideas to open signs.
Because Beaumont is
open for business. Thank you to the Academy.
And certainly a thanks to all the new businesses and some of those owners I've seen here at the Jefferson today. So thank you for being here. And now, from classic films to sold-out shows, hometown traditions to visitors from across the region, this year proved one thing: that's entertainment. So receiving the Experience Beaumont Award, please help me welcome to the stage two great directors, Emily Wheeler with Beaumont Events and Freddie Willard with the CVB.
Thank y'all for being here today. While event services and the CVB are very different, we work really well together.
That's right. We're responsible for bringing in the visitors.
And we're responsible for making sure they don't ask for a refund.
Before the entertainment begins, someone has to bring in the visitors, and that's where it starts with the Beaumont Convention and Visitors Bureau. This year, tourism generated nearly $392 million in visitor spending, supporting more than 3,000 local jobs, and producing $33.5 million in tax revenue. The CVB hosted 133 meetings, generating nearly 18,000 hotel room nights and $9.1 million in economic impact. While Restaurant Week, Mural Fest, regional sports tournaments, and our Brew City designation helped make it a record-setting year in downtown.
And once visitors arrive, our events team gives them a reason to stay and a reason to come back. We showed 62 films right here in the Jefferson Theatre, the most ever in a year, and had a record attendance for our 13 Nights of Halloween film series. We advanced the restoration of the historic Pike Organ and activated Riverfront Park for new community events, which many of you experienced this weekend at Mural Fest. More than 300,000 guests visited downtown venues this year, with major events like Whiskey Fest, Taste of the Triangle, Rodney Carrington, and the Rock Orchestra, to name a few, drawing very strong crowds.
Together, we didn't just host events.
We filled seats,
We filled hotel rooms
supported local businesses.
and showcased Beaumont at its best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to Freddie and Emily. A strong city isn't measured by growth alone. It's measured by how well you show up for the people who need the support. This year, we launched the Mayor's Veterans Coalition and the Mayor's Coalition on Violence, bringing partners together to turn collaboration into real action for our Beaumont families. And when it comes to stability, the work is clear. Sometimes it means housing families. Sometimes it means protecting animals. Sometimes it means both, because stability matters for everyone. For turning compassion into action, our Community Impact Award goes to the Housing Department and the Beaumont Animal Care. Sorry about that. Accepting will be Jess Prince and Matt Fortenberry.
We are so excited for a family that qualifies for our first-time homeownership program because it's a great opportunity for them to start fresh with their family, and moving forward, that helps to create generational wealth. I love these projects. For 16 years, I served on many of the nonprofit boards in our community, and so it means a lot to me to be able to see a daily impact from the city and to be able to facilitate these great projects for them.
Well, I do what I do because I love the animals. I love assisting the community. A lot of people have the misconception that we just want to pick up the animals and put them down. And that's far from the truth. When we hire our staff, they have to love animals and have some animal experience. And then for them to be able to see that animal go to a new home is very exuberating and fulfilling for them to know that animal was saved.
Well, I guess they brought us up here together because we handle housing and security.
That's right, and we handle house training.
This year, the city took meaningful steps to address housing issues. Using our HomeARP grant, we funded and renovated an 8-unit property to serve individuals experiencing homelessness. Our team also partnered with Habitat for Humanity to build 2 new homes, assisted 10 first-time homebuyers, supported 32 homeowners with critical repairs, and funded 18 nonprofits serving low-income residents throughout Beaumont.
Animal Care and Control responded to more than 9,000 calls for service and cared for nearly 4,000 animals this year. Of those animals, more than 3,700 were safely returned to their owners, adopted, or placed with rescue partners. The team also removed over 50 dogs from unsafe conditions at suspected dogfighting locations, helping most of them find new homes. Because of that work, the shelter maintained a live release rate above 90% all year long, a milestone that reflects compassion and results.
Our work is about dignity and quality of life.
Both for people and pets.
And we're proud to do it for Beaumont. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to Matt and Jess and the work that they do, as well as those that work in their department. Some of the most important work in our city doesn't happen in the spotlight. It happens every single day, behind the scenes. They are the unsung heroes who keep Beaumont running, even when no one's watching. If your trash disappears on time, your bus shows up when it should, that's not luck. And it's definitely not magic. Efficiency matters. Reliability matters. And this year, 2 departments proved that some of the most important work in our city happens quietly, consistently, and exactly when you need it. So the Daily Grind Award goes to our solid waste and transit departments, accepting is Fernando Cedello and Claudia San Miguel.
Thank you, Mayor. And if anyone wants to talk trash, my team's waiting for you outside. But all joking aside, that is my specialty.
I just wanted to mention something. Any resemblance to actual safe drivers is just pure coincidence. And if your bus was early, you're welcome. And if it was late, I was in a meeting.
In 2025, we reorganized our collection routes. This helped us cut our daily time by 2 hours in picking up more trash. We saved about $52,000 annually while maintaining a 99% service rating, keeping customer complaints down to 0.4%. We save time, we save money, we move more garbage than all the calls that we get that say, "Oh, today's not my trash day."
And transit proved once again, our drivers are seeing everything. We still showed up the next day. All joking aside, our community needed help. Transit answered the call. From emergency transportation services during extreme winter conditions to launching new student mobility programs and expanding the Veterans Pass, Transit improved safety by 20%, secured nearly $7 million in state and federal funding, and returned more than $300,000 in fuel tax credits back to the city.
Behind the scenes, solid waste and the transit keeps Beaumont moving reliably and efficiently.
And in most days, we hope you never see and notice, because that means we're doing our jobs right.
Thank you to our teams and everyone who support us. Gracias a todos por su ayuda.
Thank you.
Thank you to Fernando and Claudia and all the employees that make them look so good every day. Sometimes the best work is the work that you don't see get done, and we're grateful for each of them and the departments they lead. In the movie Apollo 13, those at the helm stayed calm when everything around them wasn't, solving problems under pressure and guiding everyone home safely.
Today, I'm going to present the fiscal year 2026 proposed budget. I just want to congratulate this city council and staff.
Houston, we have a problem.
One of the things I'm proud of is we came in and we planned. We planned it very well.
Never lost an American in space. We're sure as hell not going to lose one on my watch.
It's a tribute to our past and a promise to our future.
Failure is not an option.
In my prior life, I was a basketball referee, official for approximately 30 years. So I was used to being in the middle of a storm, a heated situation, and being the person that had to be calm.
I believe this is going to be our finest hour.
Well, city leadership looks a lot like that mission. The challenges don't always come one at a time. The pressure often mounts, and the public doesn't always see the long hours behind the scenes. They just see the outcome. But what matters most in these moments isn't the applause, it's the steadiness, it's composure, it's the ability to navigate uncertainty without adding to it. Our city manager serves at the helm of both smooth running stretches as well as the turbulent ones, guiding the city with professionalism, experience, and calm. He helps us lead through challenges, supports our department, and works alongside with council, and keeps Beaumont moving forward. On behalf of the city and a grateful staff, it is my honor to present the Steady Leadership Award to the man who's led the city for the past 3.5 years and will be retiring at the end of April, your city manager, Mr. Kenneth Williams.
Beaumont City Manager, and I want the people to know that it's been a tremendous pleasure to work in the city of Beaumont. I want you to be able to think about me and say, hey, I was a part of Beaumont's history. Being here in Beaumont has been one of the special times of my life, one of the special times for me and Cynthia and my family. We moved here 3.5 years ago, not knowing what to expect, and we got here and we found a place that we really enjoyed living. One of the great joys of being a city manager is after we're no longer there in the job, there's something that we've left behind. One of the things I'm proud of is we came in and we planned. We planned it very well. City Council wanted to start out with a strategic plan. And we did a strategic plan that identified the goals and the things and how Beaumont was going to look for the next 15 years. And we also did a downtown plan. We did a sidewalk plan. We're in the middle of a comprehensive plan at this time. And we also did a parks plan. So Beaumont can be shaped well into the future. And people can look at it and say, not have to invent the wheel. They can just go take a look at those plans. We were able to greatly reduce issues, problems with our sewer system. And that was one of my top 5 things coming in. Also, I'm quite proud of the technology. We've greatly improved that. You know, we have an AI committee. We implemented an AI infrastructure, chatbots. So we can make it easier for the citizens to be able to interact with the city even when we're not here. Beaumont's in a great position for us to stay in the city. It's fortunate to be in the condition that it's in. It's sound financially. Beaumont, it has great reserves and money. We have a sound bond rating, so if you want to go out and do credit, we can issue those projects without it being a problem. So the city's great. We have great leadership. The mayor's done a fantastic job. City council's doing a fantastic job. Staff's doing a fantastic job. So people should feel comfortable, and whoever's the next city manager should feel comfortable in coming to such a position. Well, I hope that when people think about me and being here as city manager, the thing that I really want them to think about me, that I was a person of integrity, that I was honest, I was approachable, I was a good listener, willing to hear all situations that were taking place, no matter who that person was, or no matter what part of town. that I looked at it in an equitable way, whether you were rich or poor. So I miss the people. You have fantastic employees who sacrifice for themselves, who sacrifice for their family, and nothing we've achieved would have been able to have been done without them. So I'm looking forward to doing the things I want to do. I want to continue to write. I'm writing a couple of books. One's about my personal life, and then another one is about athletic sports. So I look forward to being able to have the time to do that and just travel. Love playing golf. So I look forward to playing a lot of bad golf. There's no bad day on the golf course. So I would just like to thank everyone in Beaumont for giving me the opportunity to serve as city manager. Be proud of Beaumont. Because it's a city you should be proud of. And make sure that I encourage everyone to contribute to its success in the future. Wow, I didn't know this was an exit interview, or better yet, sounds kind of like a eulogy. But it's good to get your flowers and be alive, so that's a good deal. So thank you for this award. When I was watching the video of the Apollo 13, it reminded me of my days when I was an emergency coordinator and the Space Shuttle Columbia had disaster had happened. And we worked along with those different units of governments from all over the country working together. And NASA decided that, they weren't going to stop. They weren't going to quit looking until they found every piece of that ship, until they found all of those people. And that's what it takes for a city to do, to thrive, to work together and cooperate together. I have a few words to say and just ask for your patience. And as I stand here today, I'm also reflecting on my time serving as city manager for Beaumont, a role that has been one of the greatest privileges of my career. This is a city that we chose to come and serve, and we have no regrets. Cynthia and I want to thank Mayor West for his honesty and dedication to the city. We also want to thank Mayor Mouton for her support in bringing me here, Councilmember Turner, whose sky's the limit, and his new nickname is Skywalker. He didn't get that. Okay. And also for being steadfast in his beliefs. I'd like to thank Councilman Derio for being a friend, and Councilmember Samuel for just being around forever. Also, I acknowledge the existing council members Sherwood, Crenshaw, Hilliard, and Williams for almost a year working with you and your willingness to serve Beaumont. And I thank city councils of the past and present for your trust, guidance, and partnership over the years. To our dedicated city employees, often in your thankless job, your professionalism, commitment, and pride in your work are what make this city run every single day. There would be no city of Beaumont without you. Thank you. Thank you, directors, for your guidance and leadership. It's been an honor to serve alongside and work with any and all employees every day. I'd like to thank Sheree Reed for helping hold the ship together for all of us, and also Tina for keeping records. To the citizens of Beaumont, thank you for your support, your engagement, and your belief in this community. This city is strong because of you. This award might have my name on it today, but it truly belongs to all of us who have worked together to move Beaumont forward. I wish only the best for the person who succeeds me as city manager. As I retire, I do so with a full heart and deep appreciation for the relationships, the challenges we have overcome, and the progress we have made together. And in one of my last official acts, I have 30 more days, don't kick me out yet. I'd like the city council to come on stage with me. Come on, don't be shy, come on stage. Either way, we'll get you there. And while they're coming, I'd like for the directors to come on stage with me. And even so, any other city employees that are here, I ask for you to come on stage with us. I saw some people from Beaumont Independent School District. I'd like for you to come on stage with us. Don't be bashful, come on stage. If there are any county officials, I'd ask for you to come on stage with us. And I would like to offer to any citizen that is in the audience and like to come on stage with us, please come up here and come on stage with us. You feel free to come on stage. I know once one or two come, somebody else will come, but any citizen that would like to come on stage with us. Anyone else would like to come on stage with us? One more chance. Anyone else? What I wanted to do today, I wanted to show you Beaumont. This is Beaumont. It's your city officials, it's your school officials, it's your ordinary citizens, it's your city council and mayor that runs this city. We are one. Beaumont's one. And I want people to take this picture of Beaumont, and I would like this picture posted somewhere, Mayor, one day.
We'll get it done.
So, again, if anybody else would like to get in this picture, I'll give you one more opportunity. Come on. Either way, we want you in the picture. Managers, all city employees that somebody, you missed that one. And I'm Harry and Tracy, okay. Come on, Harry. Step out there. Get in the center, miss. Get in there. Again, we want to get this photograph, and we just want to show you who we are. We want to show you this is Beaumont. These are the people of Beaumont. Beaumont's a great city. Again, I was honored to serve here. It's been one of the highlights of my career, and I just wish Beaumont well into the future. Thank you.
And Kenneth, I want to submit to you, I want to give you this award for your service for 39 years of municipal leadership combined, and certainly for your character, your integrity, and the leadership you've shown. We've worked together now for right at 3 years. It's been a real privilege. There's been lots of challenges, and the one thing I could always count on from you is your character, your integrity, and the honest truth. And that is one of the most important things we can do, is be honest and transparent with one another as we go through interesting and sometimes just hard situations. Okay. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Everyone has to leave now.
All right. Well, now, as we're wrapping up, we reminded folks that we had a opportunity. You saw the QR code. It was on social media and our Facebook page before, to be able to address some of the questions that you have. And I know we've gone a little long, but I'm going to ask our city council, our assistant city managers, as well as our police chief to join us. We've got chairs behind this screen, and we'll sit there and we'll begin to answer the questions.
System marks an extraordinary milestone. 100 years of serving this community. For a full century, the library has been a place to learn, connect, and grow, and its impact today is as strong as ever. In the past year alone, more than 225,000 people visited Beaumont Public Libraries. Nearly 185,000 items were checked out, and residents spent tens of thousands of hours using library computers, Wi-Fi, and digital resources. Even after 100 years, the library continues to evolve, with nearly 37,000 ebooks and audiobooks borrowed just last year. And the centennial celebrations don't stop there. In 2027, another Beaumont icon reaches the same historic mark. The Jefferson Theatre will celebrate 100 years, a full century of films, music, performances, and unforgettable moments. With recent upgrades and continued investment, the Jefferson is being preserved not only as a piece of our past, but as a vital part of Beaumont's future. 2 institutions, 2 centuries of impact, 1 city that values learning, culture, and community. After 100 years, these stories aren't ending. They're just getting started.
Okay, if we could raise the screen, please. We're going to get right to some of your questions. Thank you for all of you who submitted a question. And we won't get to all of them for sure, because we're running short on time, but we are going to start off. We're going to jump right in because we did get several asking about violence. And so we're going to jump right in if we could. The first one saying, what are we going to do about the violence moving forward? Is BPD equipped to handle such a robust situation? And gentlemen, feel free to just jump in. Let's make it kind of like a roundtable discussion, and if you have something to add, go ahead.
Well, as our chief has announced, there is a press conference tomorrow, but I know that everybody on council was very shaken by the shooting at Rogers Park, but we're also concerned about the overall violence and how safe people feel here in Beaumont. So it is a priority, and we have the Mayor's Coalition on Violence. We've had 2 steering committee meetings in April 14th at the Lakeside Center in the auditorium. There at 5:30, there will be the first gathering of the public, and everybody is invited.
Chief, would you like to address it?
Well, as the mayor has said, there's one press conference tomorrow that we were going to discuss this, but, we discussed some of the performance, the great performance over the past couple of years, but really what the issue is about perception, and the perception is violence, and there's violence this morning, there's violence in the last few months that is disturbing, and I think a lot of people have addressed it in separate forums that this is a societal issue, it's a community issue, not just a police issue. There's a lot of pieces to the puzzle other than the police department. The police department is the front-facing part of this program. So we've been taking actions. We've continued to develop some ideas, work with different community partners, and we're going to roll out surprise, I guess, that we've been working on for the past several months in developing tomorrow. But, there's a lot of little things that we can do, and a lot of things from see something, say something. There's efforts in recruitment. There's efforts in, where's the parents? Some of these cases. There's a lot of issues besides just whether they go to jail. There's a very small number of courts that can process these cases. How many cases are laying there? How many people are put back in the system that aren't ready to come out, and they're committing the same crimes over and over and over. So those are some things that we're doing. There's some targeted things that we're doing, and there's some partnerships that we're either establishing or continuing to work with to promote a number of different methods to try to confront this growing problem.
Council members, if you'd like to weigh in as well, I'd like to hear some people asking, what can we do in our own neighborhoods? What type of action outside of legal action? Maybe it's community mentoring, counseling. What types of things would you like to see happen?
One thing that we're already doing, like Allison Park, and we're making a community center there with the help of our state rep manual and people on council, myself, Councilman Turner, the Parks and Recreations Director, so we can reach the youth at a young age. I know a lot of the crime is being committed by older teenagers and young adults, so just to reach them at a young age with mentoring programs and things of that nature, because some of them just don't have that type of leadership or mentorship in their home. And I think that's going to be a team effort between us, the communities, the parks, the police, whoever can touch those kids at a younger age and point them in the right direction, and not just let them go, but stay with them, always be there for them. Let them have your phone number, give you a call, if they're having a problem with something. We have to pay more attention to them. We can't just start pointing fingers and say, well, the parents not doing it, the school board not doing it. We as a community have to do it together.
Yep, go ahead.
I'd like to add, this is, as Chief said, this is just not a police problem. This is a community issue. And we need to address it as a community because there are a lot of moving parts. But rest assured, the city's doing its part. We're not just talking with the police department. We've had 2 meetings with all of our directors in which we discussed this issue because they have areas that can impact what's happening in their city too. And it's just yesterday we had quite the discussion on how that sounds and how that looks. So we're addressing it on all fronts at the city. We're not just saying putting it in the police department's lap. Let's look at it. Is it housing? Is it homelessness? Is it other issues that we can help with this situation?
Go ahead, AJ.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Councilman Turner, I apologize.
You can say AJ, that's okay. But first and foremost, we don't talk about the transparency of crime. I guess you don't want me to talk, huh? Often when we look at crime, we always point the fingers or point the efforts towards our Beaumont Police Department, but there's just only one arm of crime. My personal opinion, the Beaumont Police Department, they have done a pretty responsive job, and I've been very proud of the work they have done. But as a community, we have to do a better job giving these kids an additional outlet. We got to quit talking at these kids and blaming these kids and learn how to talk to these kids. We're talking about problems, but we have not yet to address the people who are causing the crimes. We need to sit down with that age group, that demographics, and see what are the needs and some of the things that they have going on and how we as a city can address it and help them. And that's why I like the fact that we have different groups going on, because when we bring all our energies and knowledge that we have researched and found out together, we can really solve the problems So, I have been working directly with some of the younger people, particularly some of the ones that have been in trouble, some of the ones that have been having issues at home. And when you find out, poverty is a real thing in Beaumont, Texas. Our median household income is a true problem in Beaumont, Texas. We talk about economic booms and what's going on with the finances in our community, but our community is actually suffering. And a part of that suffering is the outcry of parents not at home, not because they don't care. I know personally parents who work 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet. And we have to be sensitive to the situation of the uniqueness of this community. And sometimes we got to make sure we're not out of touch when we're talking about the issues that are unique to the city of Beaumont. We got to make sure we relate to everyone, no matter what financial status you're in, we got to be relatable to everyone. And I think once we put all these problems together and everyone listens and gets the data, we can come together and have a real organized solution. And I thank everybody who's been participating in that.
I know that someone asked also about what can we do inside of our schools. They were mentioning mental health programs, possibly anything outside of just counseling. When we mention our community as a village, what can individuals who are sitting in this audience watching online, what can we do to expand that growth? As Councilman Turner was saying, that it takes more, especially for these kids that need mentors.
Well, through the coalition on violence that we have, there are many organizations here that are making a significant difference, that are doing really good work. And the challenge is that oftentimes they just don't have enough people, because when it comes to the mentoring, when it comes to showing up, it requires people that care and people that aren't just working there, because they also have jobs to do. So there are a number of volunteers already, but we want to see that number continue to increase. And through this coalition with these different organizations that are all a part of it, we're going to help funnel, and we're going to try to have some accountability with some local churches and any other organization and any individual that wants to volunteer. There will be training, and those dates are also going to be forthcoming at the April 14th meeting. So there is real opportunity, but it's going to require our community members to show up in that process.
Okay, anybody else want to touch this topic before I move on? Go ahead.
Yes, and I'm going to say just for myself, and I would challenge the rest of council to join me in that, of us doing a better job of working together, not only with each other, but with staff as well, to go point every subject, everything that's wrong with Beaumont, everything that might be bad with Beaumont. I think it's our job to work together, council and staff, to make everything better, to address all those problems. And that's what I plan on doing personally, and I would hope that the rest of council would join me with that.
Anyone else want to mention anything about that before I move on? Okay, another question coming in asking about, they say, I hear a lot about the city's population shrinking, people leaving, not attracting new folks to live here. How do we fix that? What does it take to get people to stay or to move here? And what are you doing to make that happen?
I don't mind jumping out there at first, and clearly that has been a challenge for us, and I think there's a number of reasons for that, but oftentimes we like to point to our challenges that are present across America, and that doesn't make them okay. But we also, like today, we've got to talk about the wins, and we've got to talk about what we're doing, because how things are really going to change and be more attractive for people to want to move here and be in Beaumont is by us as a community being more attractive, showing up for those that need us, showing up the most. And there's a lot of, with our demographic, we've also got a number of older people here, and that many of them may have, retired or working less, and they'd be a perfect fit to be able to mentor. And so I hope that is an answer, but I know we're running long, and I'm grateful for those that are able to still be here today.
Okay, Councilman Williams or Hilliard, I know they took your microphone, so maybe that's a sign. You may have to share. What would you like to see for the city? What's going to help bring people here, do you believe?
Everything that we've talked about. I mean, people want to live somewhere where they feel safe, where they're comfortable, and they're, investment of purchasing a home or settling down and raising their kid. And so I just think that it will be, it's everything, and there's no easy fix. There's not a button we can press and stop crime or things like that. I just, we have to keep throwing mud against the wall every day, and then eventually something will stick. And I know that, there are a lot of people in this community that have dedicated their lives to volunteering and helping others, not just elected officials, but just citizens who go out and fight for these kids and different causes, whether it's homeless or whatever. And so I think that every city is a work in progress, and we will keep working as hard as we can.
I'm going to share his microphone. And also, if you want to add to this, I have someone asking, what do you think is the number one issue pressing our city right now, and how do you think that we go about fixing it?
It boils down to education. We're a petrochemical city, and we can't even provide the labor force for our number one industry. One of the news stations did a story and said that the problem we have is a lot of our kids can't even pass the ISTC training to get into the plants. And so I would like to see, and we've worked we're going to work with the Board of Managers and getting the labor unions into the schools, so we start teaching these basic start teaching welding, pipe fitting, Boilermaker, pipe fitter, the works, that we start teaching our kids that it's okay to work with your hands. It's okay to have a trade. I'm in a trade business. I've been very, very fortunate, and I know lots of people that have. And so, I would like to see a day where people say, don't go to Beaumont because they'll put you in jail. And I'd also like to see a day that says, we'll want to build in Beaumont because their labor force is ready to do anything that we have to do. I believe in purpose, and we've got to start at a young age. I would love to see some kind of a gun safety program implemented at a young age, and teaching kids that guns, you can put a hammer and a gun on the table, and both can bring prosperity, they can bring safety, they can build, but in the hands of the wrong person, they can also destroy. And so I think that teaching at a younger age, I can remember going to school and we had shotguns in our windows, and no one ever thought about ever using one, and so except on a bird. But it's teaching, and it's through everything we've talked about. It's a community coming together, and stop saying snitches get stitches. Say, hey, I see something. I want to let somebody know. I want my neighborhood to be better. I want my streets to be better. I want my parks to be better. And hats off to the Sterling Pruitt Center and what they've done there. And I mean, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's there. Idle hands are the devil's workshop. And so I think everything's in place. I think we finally woke up as a council and as a city. And like Chris said, we're ready to work together. We're ready to do good things. And but we can only do so much. And the police have done a fantastic job in everything they've done. But, we've got to put pressure on the DAs. We've got to put pressure on the judges, the JPs, bringing the parents into court when we have a problem in the schools, allowing the BISD police to target the kids in school that are causing the most problems and pull them out and begin to work with those. And so, like you said, everything we've talked about it's going to take all of us as a community. We have to come together to make a difference.
Okay, I want to end. We have one more question here. I'm going to ask this to the two ACMs. I'd like you to be able to chime in on a question. This one's saying, the city makes a lot of plans, strategic, comprehensive parks plan, parks master plan, etc., that all seem to be too far off in the future. What matters most to you to get done in the short term, like the next 1 to 2 years?
So I would just add that I think it's very important that you do have a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you kind of, you tend to be more reactive instead of proactive. And a lot of these things that are in the plans are for 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, 30 years down the road. And so it requires a lot of money, time, and effort to achieve the things that are laid out in those plans. And so, just following up on what Councilman Hilliard was saying earlier, we have tremendous challenges, but we have tremendous opportunities. When we talk about crime, it's like, how do we talk about population loss? How do we connect the youth who may not know the opportunities that exist in our community? And so, going back to the plans, it is steady, consistent effort. It's a marathon, not a sprint, to get us to these quality of life amenities, economic development improvements to help the population or stop the population loss that we've seen over the past decades. And so, all these things are tied together in those plans. And so, just need to stay the course.
Alice.
Yeah, and I won't be very long, but it's very important to have plans. If you don't have a plan, you don't know where you're going. So I would like to take the time out and thank City Manager Williams for coming to Beaumont and putting plans in place. When he came here, we didn't have a parks plan. Now we have a parks plan. We're working on a comprehensive plan currently. We put a strategic plan together under his leadership. We have a downtown plan currently. When the city manager got to Beaumont, we didn't have a 5-year CIP plan, and now we have a 5-year community investment plan. And we will continue to put plans in place, and that is really important to move this community forward, is to plan for the future. And I'm thankful for working under his leadership and look forward to advancing Beaumont and its future.
Great, thank you so much. Unfortunately, we have a lot more questions, and I appreciate all those who submitted them. We're going to wrap it up, though, because I don't want to keep you all afternoon. I do want to say thank you for letting us get dressed up and tell Beaumont's story, because we have a lot of great accomplishments this year, so thank you for that. And I'm going to turn over the remainder of the time to the mayor to say goodbye.
Well, I know we've already ran over. I certainly understand why people may need to leave, but we're a city of near 1,400 people, employees, as well as a lot of different departments, and we certainly like to recognize them and their hard work. But there's one that hadn't been recognized, one department that's very important, that truly represents the spirit of what makes Beaumont special. And the Heart of the City Award isn't about doing your job well, it's about going above and beyond. It's about passion, pride, and commitment to telling the story in a way that brings people together. This year, that recognition goes to Tracy Kinnick and our communication department. Tracy, you and your team, where are you at? Y'all did the work, and I would like to, there we go.
How do you pull one over on the person that planned it? What? Thank you.
Well, on behalf of the entire city, thank you for the countless hours, the attention to detail, and the pride that you bring to work every single day. You can certainly see it in what happened here today. It was her and her team that put this together, and it was no easy feat in getting everybody brought together. So thank you.
Thanks.
And with that, I'd like to just close with Beaumont is strong. Beaumont is united. Beaumont's best days are not behind us, they're in front of us. Thank you, everybody that joined us. Thank you certainly to all the city employees, staff, and thank you to all the sponsors. And with that, God bless you, and God bless the city of Beaumont.